property land where it's everything real estate. Once again, my name is Catherine Nanteza and I'm your host tonight. Our dear viewers, today we take a walk, a drive actually, to the upcoming neighborhoods. And we are in Kigo this time, which is the upcoming high-end and luxury corner. You should be watching. I'm sure by the end of this show you will agree with me that this has become the new color. Very beautiful views, very good designs, an exclusive kind of neighborhood. And tonight we will be discussing one of the projects that has come up on this expressway between Munyonyo and Kajansi, a town called Kigo, as we will be told by the proprietor of this project. Ladies and gentlemen, right here at Pacific Victoria Complex, welcome with me the proprietor of this project, the developer, none other than Mr. Muculezi, Innocent. Please say hi to the viewers.
Thank you for hosting me. My name is Muculezi Innocent, the proprietor of Serena Heights Apartments in Kigo. Pacific Victorian is one of the projects that we've done. Our second project in this neighborhood. It's a project that has been going on for the last 4 years. It's a complex, actually. I would call this a complex that has come with different amenities, with different designs. We have from the 1-bedroom apartments here to 6-bedroom apartments. It's a project that you can come as an individual and then grow from here, and then you get a family, you stay in the same complex. You retire, old age, you stay still in the same complex. We've designed it with too many facilities.
Thank you so much, Innocent.
Yes.
I would like to know what inspired Pacific Victoria Complex? What inspired the design, the coming up with such a grand project?
Yes.
And also tell us how many apartments are in this complex?
This complex has about 98 apartments.
Okay.
What inspired us to do this project, definitely, is that it was a second project in the same neighborhood, and the demand for people who wanted to get out of the city
okay.
was high. I think Kampala or Uganda has reached at a level where places are becoming very congested. So we needed to get out of the traffic, the hustles and bustles of the other side of town. It's a project for the laid back. This project actually looks at individuals that are tired of hustling. You're tired of getting yourself entangled in some areas, and you want to live a laid-back lifestyle. So this Pacific Victorian is a project for you.
What inspired the design? Because as I look around, as you are walking around, I see a very unique kind of design,
yes.
especially on the exterior,
yes.
where instead of paint, we are seeing bricks or stones. What inspired that?
Well, to begin with, I entered into the field that I studied. And when you study something, you tend to see where issues and non-issues are. The facade, what you call the out,
or the exterior.
The exterior of the building,
yes,
is supposed to be maintenance-free. The way we do our buildings here is that you should not spend a lot of money trying to maintain a building that you've bought with your money. Once you've entered inside the house, if you look at this balcony, for example, the person going to live in this apartment will only spend money painting the balcony. This is almost like 1.1% of the entire apartment. So we want to make sure that our customers are not drained. You cannot buy a house and then you start looking at the painting of the exterior, and then you also don't want to buy an apartment that is going to look old after a few years. So what you see as the exterior of this apartment will last more than 100 years, just as it is.
You know, we've heard of complaints about apartments lately, where after 1, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, and we are seeing cracks, we are seeing the paint, the walls are old and they are poorly maintained.
Yes.
What made you confident about this particular
This
one?
product, we've actually used it before. On the old project, we used it. Facing bricks, I mean, have
How
stood the
long
test of time.
does it last?
I've told you before,
When
it's
do
100
I
years.
need to-
It will remain the same. That's the way you see it. That's how it's going to remain. And the beauty about these facing bricks is that the older they get, the more beautiful. Basically, the facade, the outer walls of these apartments remain like this for the next 100 plus years. Nothing is going to change. Nothing changes, and maybe if they get some little dust, you can just get a small rag and wipe them. They remain like this.
Oh, they can be wiped?
They can be wiped,
Can
yes.
they be polished?
You will know, when you polish them, you kill them, the way they call it, the way they burn the bricks.
Okay.
They are burnt in such a way that you are not supposed to use a hard brush to brush them. You just polish them. No, you just clean them with a cloth and they're okay.
When we talk about costs, compared to the usual paint and glass that we see in most of these tall buildings, is this cheaper
It's
or
very
more
expensive. Unfortunately, facing bricks are very expensive.
Okay.
But not compared to one, how will this building look like 10 years from today? Because you have to be also careful with your projects. I keep telling fellow developers, don't associate with things which have gone wrong after a few years. I don't want to see my name on a building and this building has become too old within the first 5 years. I want to be associated with projects that are going to look beautiful for the rest of their life. I mean, when you travel outside Uganda, some buildings have been there for the last 200 years. What's wrong with us? How can you put up a building, then after 2 years, it starts looking like it's existed for the last 3 years, rather for the last 30 years? That makes sense.
Is it just the bricks, or there is more to maintaining a building like this than just the exterior or choosing the right exterior? Do you think the projects we are seeing depreciating in just a few minutes is because of what they use on the outside, or there are other factors?
Partly it's that, but also partly it's the maintenance. One thing we have tried to keep in all our projects is our presence must remain on the projects that we do. You see exterior, this exterior you see there, if you don't control it at the construction stage, it becomes very hard to control after people have moved in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yes.
If you don't control the exterior of any project you put up when you're doing the construction, because
How do you control?
Yes.
By choosing the
By
right
choosing
materials?
the right materials, by putting, because these people are coming in are not builders. Your customers are not builders. They don't even know anything to do with maintenance.
And
so
they
now,
don't want to know.
yes, and they don't, and especially once they have gone into their apartments, all they want to do is sleep, enjoy life, eat food, sleep, and that's why you buy houses. You don't want to buy a house where you're going to be on tension every now and then. So do the exterior that is going to work for life.
If you said this is very expensive, and yet there are cheaper exterior alternatives,
Yes.
why would you go in for that? Doesn't that make your apartments more expensive?
Partly, but also in the long run. You see, facing bricks per se are actually not very expensive. The most expensive thing about facing bricks is the labor cost. You see the way they are done, and I wish the cameraman would just be switching and looking at them. The amount of time you need to do 1 square meter is almost a whole day. So the labor costs associated with building up, putting up those facing bricks is the issue, is actually the issue. The cost of construction is more than the cost of the material. Yes. But in the long run, if you try to do a cost-benefit analysis, what if I put paint, every after 3 years I'll need to paint it? What if I put facing bricks? I don't need to do anything for the next 100 years.
And then I noticed that in this project, you have the wide doors and all the wide windows.
Yes.
And Ugandans are used to burglar proofing.
Yes.
Actually, we were having that conversation recently. And they were like, burglar proofing is for security reasons.
Yes.
Why do we need burglar proofing up this far?
You see, when you're staying in an apartment or in a complex of apartments, security is not an issue.
I would think so.
It's not an issue. You see,
Then
other
why
than
do
the
we
apartments that you see possibly on the ground floor, where a person might maybe sneak in and sneak out, but this complex is fenced. There will be cameras. There will be security guards everywhere.
Are there cameras on every floor?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
But not in people's homes, because you also have to be very careful about people's security and safety, and also people's privacy.
Okay.
You don't go installing cameras everywhere. But in areas that you think might be security threats, you put cameras there.
Okay.
And it's almost unlikely that you'll have thefts in a complex like this.
Then do we really need
No, we
burglar
don't. And you can
proofing?
see we don't have burglar proofing here. We don't even encourage them. We don't even, because you have to feel the breeze. You have to see nature. When you come to live in Kigo, you don't want also to feel like you're in, no, it's not a prison.
And talking about nature, what makes Pacific Victoria Complex a unique project?
Very many things. One, the space.
Okay.
If you look at our apartments here, a 3-bedroom apartment is 202 square meters. Where have you seen that? Two, the views. I want you to tell me any project in Uganda that has these views. You'll possibly not find that. Three, the amenities. I mean, this complex will have a swimming pool, a tennis court, you have a restaurant, you have a clubhouse, you have a...
Do you have office space?
Yes, downstairs we
Okay.
have staff quarters if you come and then you don't want the person
Is there a shopping mall?
supermarket, a huge one. We have a huge supermarket down there. We have a cinema. So you come here and everything is taken care of. You don't have to drive outside this compound.
Do we have a children's playground?
Down the entire stretch you see will be children's park.
Okay.
A children's park, yes. So we insist, and we tend to make our neighborhoods very accommodative to the children and to the elderly. We want this neighborhood to be for people who are downsizing. Okay. If you're living in a bungalow of 10 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms somewhere and you feel lonely, come to Pacific Victorian, we shall house you.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your target clientele?
We are looking at, of course, not the young corporates like you, no. We are looking at...
I thought the 1-bedrooms are for us.
Yes, they are, but of course, you know, the corporates also need to start a family. You need to start a family, you need children, you need... So the 1-bedrooms might be for an old man who's living alone.
Who already has a home.
Yes, and actually they are very appropriate for that. When I'm 70 years old and possibly the family
is abroad.
Yes, I need 1-bedroom apartment to stay in. But we also have the 4 bedrooms. We also have the 6 bedrooms. So our target clients normally are people who are 50 and above.
So anyway, I thought the 1-bedrooms are for young people, but from what you've explained, it's for investors. When we come back, we are going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back, we are going to look at the investment potential of this complex.
Yes.
Would you invest in this complex? Would you want to live here? Welcome back from that very brief break. Once again, I'm Catherine Nanteza, your host. And now we take a look at some of the unique features of this complex. You saw the Nalongo apartment that was so big and with everything twin. Today we are going to look at the luxurious penthouse. The
penthouses that you see are 5 bedrooms. It's actually called a duplex. You have the lower level, you have the upper level. Penthouse owners on this complex also have the terrace above them. It's an amazing concept, 5-bedroom, 604 square meters of space. Beautiful kitchen. It comes with a very nice kitchen.
Okay.
Behind the kitchen is a pantry. All the buildings, all the rooms here are self-contained. Penthouses, 90% of people who come here say they watch penthouses in movies.
Okay.
This is in reality. It's a penthouse. It has 5 bedrooms.
Why is it called a penthouse anyway?
A penthouse is what you'd call a flat inside a flat.
Like a villa.
This is more than
inside
a villa. Yes. Because these are 2 levels, and this has actually 3 levels.
Okay.
You have, this is the 7th floor, you have the 8th floor, you still have the 9th floor above. Very many unique features that you'll see. Let's go up and I take you around. All 5 bedrooms are self-contained. You have 7 bathrooms for the penthouses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that come with a price also?
Definitely. When you decide to go for something nice and something big, you pay for it. You pay for it. It's a unique concept, beautiful concept. You can see the kind of finishes. Granite, glass, railing. Look at the aluminium.
Okay.
Very beautiful, beautiful apartment. So double height ceilings, you can see from down to up, and definitely the views are breathtaking.
Was this customized to a client?
This is actually done, this is a basic one, but you can customize it.
Okay.
You can decide to add anything you want in your apartment. If I take you around, there are different apartments where the owners have done a lot of customization. We allow that. If you come early, we can even remove the column for you if it's structurally okay.
Oh.
So we make things look exactly the way you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is heavenly. It's amazing. And you can even see the kind of doors that are here in this penthouse. Beautiful doors, hardwood. Hardwood. You can see the kind of finishing. And then you have an exclusive staircase. Okay. So this staircase takes you straight to the terrace. No other person is going to use this terrace, by the way, except the owner of this apartment. The owner of this apartment can also host up to 200 people.
Okay.
Now, when you are hosting people, you don't have to invite them in your apartment. You open for them the lift, they go straight to the terrace. You use your private stair, you go and meet them there. After meeting them there, you open for them.
They go straight down.
Down. They don't have to step in here. It's amazing. It's
how
beautiful.
Many bedrooms are in the
5.
5 bedrooms.
bedrooms.
Does it have a servant's quarter?
Yes, it does.
Well, what's this space for?
This is what you call a piano room. Oh. You can come here in the morning and play the piano here. You can make this into a bookshelf. Yeah? We had actually done the electricals for you is that you can also have a mobile table to bring breakfast for you upstairs.
The mobile what?
Table. So you press the button and the table comes on a winch. Breakfast is carried away and taken to the bedroom. So you can have breakfast in bed, in the penthouse.
So should I call this luxury?
The most romantic apartment you'll ever find. So let's take a walk. I want to take you to the terrace. Amazing, amazing.
Anything in here imported? You know, when we are talking luxury, some people want to hear that the tiles were got from China.
No.
Or from Queen Elizabeth's sitting room.
90% of the things that we use on this complex are made in Uganda, including this granite.
Oh. So
made in Uganda.
Why do most Ugandans not use our products? Why did you take that risk?
Well, it's there has been also a lot of issues with Ugandan products. But we are glad that some improvements are being made. Initially, of course, like tiles. If you try to use Ugandan tiles, you'll be in problems, especially on this project.
Okay.
You try to use materials that are also not going to give you a headache. You don't want to have a project where a product is going to mess it up.
Okay.
Yeah, but Ugandans are also improved.
Have you received any complaints from your clients?
No, we don't. We don't, and if it was there, we would fix it without even them knowing. Yeah, so we don't encourage that. We try to make sure. Look at the terrace. This is one of the most beautiful terraces you'll find. It is a 360 degrees. You can come around, come around, come around. I want you to take a walk all around. This lasts 100 years. What you see, the facing bricks that we talked about earlier,
you
100
are
years.
saying that this we only need to
just wipe
them
them.
off.
Just wipe them.
With the
and
dust
come here, yes,
and the weather.
it remains the way it is. Disregard this, construction is still ongoing. This is a bathroom that is used by visitors.
Okay.
If you have the visitors and they're coming to visit you, and that is the door they will use. So the visitors come through that door.
Okay.
You host them here. These are the washrooms. They can use that, and this goes all around, so you can still be able to seat about 100 people.
You say there is a lift access to this.
That is the lift.
What if there is no power? Is there another
yes,
emergency?
we have the power backup for all the lifts.
Do we have an emergency exit?
Yes, we do.
Because
The one
we wouldn't
in the
want
middle.
to be stuck
Definitely
here
it is
with
there.
guests.
When you're doing these projects, of course, some of the things you must put them into consideration. What happens in case of this? What happens in case of this? And the mere fact that we're going to be resident here, you must make sure that you minimize issues.
Okay, we've looked at the penthouse, the Nalongo, the regular 3-bedroom, and had a view of the 1-bedroom apartments. How do you price your project?
Well,
how do you come up with all these prices?
You know, construction is a game of numbers. Sometimes we go by the square meters of space, but also something that I've always told people is that sometimes you even make losses on some apartments to be able to have the construction go on, and then you might make a profit on the other. Okay. You cannot say my standard selling price is going to be $1,000 per square meter, no. Depending on the time, the need for money, we use pre-construction sales.
Okay, do you also do off-plan sales?
100%, yes.
How much of that is sold in terms of percentage?
When we've just started construction, especially for this project, within the first 3 months, it was almost 90% sold out.
To take us through what made you successful? Because most
the cost,
people
you see, again,
off-plan sales,
yes.
Especially the fact that Ugandans are not even used to the concept. Neither do they understand.
Developers must lower the expectations. I have to tell you that if you're going to think that I'm going to put up 100 apartments and make profit from over 100 apartments, you're wasting time. The first apartments that we sell, almost 50% are sold at almost construction price.
Okay.
We lower our expectations. We don't want, of course, if you start looking at bigger profits, then you're going to have to make less sales.
Okay.
Put your margins low, sell the project, do the project and finish it. At the end of the day, if my profit is 1 apartment or 2 apartments, so be it. I mean, how many people build 2 apartments in 2 years? Yes. So you don't want to come with over expectations. When I tell people how much money we make here, some of them are even, they go shaking their heads and say, how can you have all this headache for this little money? Yes. As long as you deliver the product.
Before we took a break, we were discussing investment and returns.
Yes.
For someone, because I know that most people that are buying apartments, apart from a few that come to live here as their homes, are buying for investment. How profitable is your project?
When we're starting this project, let me start even by people who bought and would want to do a resale. A 2-bedroom off-plan was going for about 280 million. Unfortunately, fortunately, I sold out. A 2-bedroom in this neighborhood has gone to 450 million.
Wow.
Meaning that if Catherine had booked an apartment off-plan, you'd be twice richer.
Is it still possible if I come in now?
No, now it's not possible because all the apartments are sold out.
And no one is selling.
And no one is selling. And you know, Ugandans are buying because they want to stay. They're buying because they want to. You know, Ugandans are not really into buying because they want to invest in it. They want to buy and stay there. It's a struggle.
Okay.
Economy here is a struggle, actually. So whoever bought an apartment wants either to live in, also to live in with a tenant if possible. If he would live in the same apartment and also rent out 1 room and he earns money from it, it would be okay.
Is that a new trend?
It's okay. I mean, there is an issue. Okay, it's not an issue. The new market of Airbnb is doing amazing along this village. We have a big hotel in the neighborhood. I'm told a room goes for about $300 per night. If I have my 2-bedroom apartment and I put it at $150 per night, I would still be able to.
Or even $100.
Even $100 per night. That's good return. Very good return. So it's something that you guys must start thinking about. Can I buy an apartment and then put it up for Airbnb? Or can I buy an apartment, make it fully furnished, and then make money out of it? It's still okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You were still taking us through the numbers.
Yes.
I see from resale there is a doubling.
Yes, in price.
What happens with rentals?
Rentals are good, but only if it's fully furnished.
If one bought 2 years ago?
Yes, 2 years ago, off-plan.
Off-plan. Was that 2 years ago? When did you start?
About 3 years. About 3 years. We actually started in the middle of COVID.
Oh,
It was a tricky period for construction. But
when do you hope to get done?
By end of this year.
End of this year?
By this end of this
so
year.
So if I bought at the start of the project?
Yes.
You're saying I would be doubling?
Right now, you would be doubling.
That's like 100% profit?
If you're selling. But you look at it, because if you mention the word profit, people will just start putting some ideas into their heads. But in terms of value, yes. If your net worth was 100 million 3 years ago, it's now worth 200 million at Pacific Victoria, if you have a property here.
Okay.
Yes, if you have a property here.
Okay.
And I've seen it. I've seen people coming here to look for 3 bedrooms. They're offering about 600 million. We used to sell these apartments at 390 million. Yes.
So rent, you take us through
rent.
How much would one be making and how long would I take to recoup my money if I was to invest?
Okay.
in this project?
I'll just give you numbers, then you can go and do your calculations yourself. Rent per night for a 1-bedroom would go to about $100.
Okay.
2-bedroom would go to about 150. 3-bedroom would go to about $200 a night.
Okay.
And we have where to compare with. There are places in the neighborhood that do that, and they don't have the facilities that we have. So even the figures
But
I've
that's
given
for
you, minimum,
furnished.
fully furnished, yes.
Okay.
Fully furnished is good. Reason being that the occupancy is not, you're not the property is not stressed. Not stressed. You're not going to have a family that is going to come in and bring a lot of things and hammer your bed with some nails and your walls. No. People will come, spend 2 nights, leave your apartment as is, and they go away.
Thank you so
You're
much, Innocent. Our dear viewers, we've come to the end of this show. You have been very, very good viewers. I hope to receive your comments. Check us on YouTube, Facebook, and all our social media channels. From my guest, Innocent, and I, and from the entire crew, see you next